Hello there and welcome to the Tottenham versus Liverpool review, which was finishing at Liverpool 1-0. And it's another weekend where rival fans are crying their eyes out about Liverpool because of some decisions that they felt should have possibly been given red cards, like Andy Robertson's tackle late on in the game, or whenever it was in the game as well, even though it wasn't even given a yellow, which could have been its maximum. And just the fact that we are still, unbeaten in the league, we're still winning. We're 14 points clear now because of Man City smashing the back doors in of Aston Villa, who just basically didn't turn up against them, and have now overtaken Leicester in the league. But we're still 14 points clear. Now let's talk about our game and how it went. In terms of the stats and everything like that, 68% possession, 32% for Tottenham, 11 shots each. 6 on target for us, 4 on target for Tottenham. Now, the 4 shots that Tottenham had on target, they were 4 saves for Liverpool. So, basically, it just meant that there was a lot of opportunities there for Tottenham to actually put this game to bed. There were a lot of chances that they had where if they had them on target, that this game could have been much, much different. There were chances from Son. Most notably, there was a chance from Lo Celso, I think it was, on the end of what was a beautiful Aurier cross, it has to be said. It really was a picture-perfect cross into the box. Lo Celso gets himself on the end of it and fires it right across goal. And you see Jose Mourinho fall to his knees, knowing that that was most likely going to be the last chance that they had. But the game on the whole, yes, we controlled the possession. Yes, we had better passing moves, we had better attacking moves, especially most notably in the first half. But the second half, they came out, they wanted to up the tempo, they wanted to up the pressure that they could put on us. And Jose Mourinho came out and said afterwards, the reason that they didn't do that for the first half was by the second half, they would have been exhausted. They would have been absolutely tired. They wouldn't have been able to make it through the rest of the game, something like that. They would have just been dead on their feet. He said, because Liverpool have been with this manager for nearly 5 years, this is just the way that we play. It is now just ingrained into our system. This is how we play. For other teams to match the intensity that we do is going to be very difficult, and it's not easy to match. It isn't. Unless you've been playing a similar sort of system or playing that type of intensity, you're not going to match Liverpool in that regard. You have to try and find another way to beat us. In my opinion, we are the hardest working team in the league, and it shows by the output that is put by our players. And the fact that I love the fact that now, yes, it was 1-0, and some people are negative that it was only 1-0, that we're not making more of a statement. And again, thoughts like this come after Man City smash Aston Villa 6-1. It's not about how many you win by, unless it's by the end of the season and it's going down to goal difference. It's about picking up the wins, picking up the points as and when you can, and however you want to go and do that, or however you can do it, you go and do that. We are still suffering from some injuries. We've just sent Nat Phillips back on loan to Stuttgart, so he appeared for the Everton game and he was on the bench for Tottenham. We are getting players back. Fabinho is meant to be back in training this week. Someone else was, and I genuinely can't remember who it was. Might be Matip, meant to be back in training this week as well. Now let's have a look at the starting lineup that we had for this game. And I will talk about a couple of Tottenham's players as well. The only person that was possibly slightly below par, in my opinion, was Oxlade-Chamberlain. Made a couple of good passes here and there, but didn't really affect the game as much as he can do. Didn't really grab the game like he can do with his running forward and stuff like that as well. And maybe that was down to Tottenham's game plan in the midfield and the defence as well. Maybe stopped that and stifled it. I felt that Jordan Henderson had a pretty damn good game as well. I felt the defence was brilliant in this game. I know Joe Gomez picked up an early yellow card quite well. Definitely in the first half, I think it was. And yeah, I felt the defence on the whole had a really good game, in my opinion. Anyway, some people are saying Trent wasn't doing defensively enough, but I felt that the whole back four and Alisson in goal were really, really crucial for us. In terms of the front three, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Bobby Firmino, I felt that Mane probably had the quieter game of the front three, but it is a magnificent front three when you know if one of them is having an off day or a slightly quiet day, the other two will pick up and they will, deliver the goods. And Salah getting the assist for Bobby Firmino's goal, which was a beautiful goal. It really was. Fantastic goal. Calls for handball against Jordan Henderson in the build-up to it, but I genuinely don't think it was from any which angle that you want to view the video from. And I say video because social media is going absolutely mental about using still images at the moment. I don't know why. Using videos from different angles and all this sort of business gives you a clearer idea of the fact that Jordan Henderson didn't handball that ball. Knocks it on to Mohamed Salah, who slots it to Bobby Firmino, bangs it in with his left foot, and it was 1-0 to Liverpool, the only goal of the game. In my opinion, though, I genuinely felt that Gini MOTM was man of the match. That's my opinion. I felt that he was the most effective in terms of the entire game, in terms of defence, in terms of the midfield, and in terms of trying to get things forward for the attack. I felt that he was most involved in everything that we did that was good. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But look, we've navigated a difficult opponent here. A difficult opponent with a difficult manager. We know what Mourinho was going to do. And the fact that I remember seeing it like quite early on when we had possession, you immediately saw like 10 of their players in their own half. There was an average position graphic that came up on the screen, and it was like their average positions were in their own half. And yes, they came out a bit more in the second half because they could exert a bit more energy, and Tottenham could have gotten something from the game. But this is also where the good purchases and good coaching comes through for the defence. You don't have these players just to be there and do nothing. These players are world-class players, and defensively they were very, very good at keeping Tottenham out. Tottenham had enough chances, and they had enough chances on target as well, that they could have got something from this game. They could have at least got a draw. They could have got a win as well. Tottenham played very well, and there's one guy that I'd like to single out for Tottenham, and it was a guy making his debut, as far as I'm aware. I think his name is Japhet Tanganga as a centre back. Very, very pacey centre back, and he was a very physical centre back as well. He was actually quite key, mostly keeping Sadio Mane quiet. Sort of kept Mohamed Salah quiet as well. Not so much for him to not get the assist, which he did, and then Bobby Firmino to get his goal. But the fact that we had like 11 shots, 6 shots on target, but even then, most of them, I think the ones apart from the goal, they were saved. Again, I think that actually came down to the fact that they got this young lad in who had no fear whatsoever, came into this game alongside Alderweireld, alongside Davinson Sanchez, and he actually injected something that Tottenham defence hasn't had in a long, long time, which was pace and power. It was a very good combination, and this could be something that Tottenham do moving forward. Can they now look at this, let him get himself into the first team a lot more, and get rid of one of the older heads? I don't remember which one got the new contract, whether it was Alderweireld or whether it was Vertonghen, but maybe you could look at this lad and say, he did very well. Against the league leaders and the European champions and the world champions, this lad has come in and done really well and helped us to try and shut down Sadio Mane, and did a decent job of it, to be fair. He really helped marshal that defence. And to have a young lad in there alongside the experience of an Alderweireld, of a Davinson Sanchez, is that something that Tottenham could do moving forward? I'm not sure, but that was a surprise. I was expecting it to be like Vertonghen, Alderweireld, and be a little bit slow, but you've got to credit Mourinho there a little bit. He was actually looking at our team and trying to stifle it as best as he could and try and pick us off on the counter-attack. And maybe on another day it would have worked, but it didn't on this day. We walked out of there with a 1-0 victory away from home, and then we move on to Manchester United next weekend. Let me know what you think in the comments below of the Tottenham game, and let me know what you think ahead of the Manchester United game. They will be buzzing off some confidence from beating Norwich 4-0. Regardless of the competition and where they are in the table, a 4-0 win is always going to give you some confidence. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, let me know who your man of the match was and how should we line up at the weekend. Let me know it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.